Hello friends, welcome to Unique Designers India. Today we are going to see a designing blouse. For that I am going to start with the tracing work. Let me tell you how to trace this design on a blouse piece. The customer has asked this design on a black color silk cotton material. She has provided with the silk cotton material. Generally I do tracing only with the carbon paper. I don't do holes and I don't use chapa powder for tracing. So I am going to teach you the same way. And I have already drawn this picture for a sleeve pattern. This is the sleeve outline, and in the center I have made a small kodi design, and in between the kodi there is a parrot and a jimki, and I am going to trace this on the sari blouse. See, I have already drawn the tracing for one sleeve. This is one sleeve. With the help of this tracing paper and carbon paper I have done the tracing here. While doing for the next sleeve, I am going to tell you how to do the tracing only in the next sleeve. So while doing for the next sleeve, you have to just turn the paper like this. You have to do the tracing on the reverse side. Only then you will get the reversible peacock designs, peacock or parrot designs. For one sleeve, if it is facing this side, the next sleeve it should face the opposite side. Only then it will be nice. So we are going to do the tracing here in the other sleeve. We are going to do it here. We have made a rough outline of the sleeve here, and this is the center point. And we have to place the tracing paper. This is the center point in the paper. You have to place it here exactly. And here also you have to check whether it is in the straight line. Just have a check. Before starting tracing, you have to check all these things. Only then the design will come on the exact place. And if you are a beginner, you can make pins all over here so that the paper doesn't move. And if you are going to start with the tracing, you have to finish one full picture and then only move the paper. If you move in between, the design will collapse. And for making a copy of the design on the cloth, I am using this carbon. This is white color carbon. And because the cloth is of dark color, you can use white carbon. If the cloth is of light color like yellow or baby pink or white color cloth, you can use this yellow carbon. This is yellow carbon and this is white carbon. For dark color cloths, we use only white carbon. So I am going to take this. I have to hold the paper very tightly and without moving. Place the carbon paper in between the cloth and the tracing paper. And once you start tracing, just don't move it till you complete the whole picture. Better switch off the fans while working like this. Take a normal pencil or an empty refill and make the designs very carefully. Same way you have to draw the whole picture. So now we have completed the drawing. Before taking out the papers, you just check whether you have drawn every part of the design. See, we have drawn the kodi and even the eyes. You have to check whether you have drawn everything, and then you can remove the paper just like that. You can start with embroidery. So now I have collected all basic materials for this design. This is the first time I am going to design this, make a design on this pattern, and so I have collected the basic things. Actually, the customer wanted this. She didn't send the sari picture of this blouse because she's trying to plan. She's planning to wear this blouse for many saris, like mix and match. She wants to wear. So she wanted it to be colorful. So she has mentioned the colors here. This is the paper attached with the blouse. The blouse color is black. Sleeve is 3/4 inch. Design is peacock, and color will be pink, blue, and gold mixing. This is how she has asked me, and so I have taken the materials like this. I have taken a blue color thread, dark blue and light blue thread, and also pink shaded thread, and beads are like round beads, number 3 round beads, and sugar beads, and stones, kundan stones. I have collected blue color kundan stones and pink color kundan stones, and with these materials I am going to highlight this design and make it a little colorful, and so that it matches all saris with her. Let us go with the design now. Now we are starting with the long kodi. This long kodi we are starting, and I am using number 3 round beads for this, for the center line, and needle number is 23. I am using needle number 23 and number 3 round beads. While using such round beads or bigger size beads, you have to make stitches for every bead. Only then it will come neat. Otherwise the beads will become clustered and it will just pop out from the cloth. To avoid that, you have to make casual stitches. Don't make it very tight. If you make the stitches very tight also, the beads will pop out from the cloth. Now we are going to make the small Kodi designs. For that I am using sugar beads, golden color sugar beads. By using sugar beads in such small curves, you can stitch one by one. Otherwise we can use 2 beads per stitch. But in such small curves you have to stitch one by one, only then you will get the shape properly. If it is a long line or bigger curve, you can use 2 beads. Similarly, you have to complete all the other small Kodi also. Now we have completed all the small motifs, combo motifs, and we are going to make the crescent shape leaf here. For that I am giving a zari outline, golden color zari. I am using A1 Mamta brand. Make small stitches, only then the look will be very nice. And concentrate on the sharpness. Outline for all the crescent leaves are complete. Now I am going to do the filling work for this. I have taken a pink color resham, that is pink color silk thread for filling the crescent leaf. I am starting it from here, from this side, not on the bulgy side, this curved side. You have to start here and make a long stitch to the tip, bring it back and make a short stitch again, and again a long stitch. We are using the buttonhole stitch here. The stitch can either be called as buttonhole stitch or half load stitch. Make it little closer without any gap, and concentrate that the stitches should be diagonal in direction, not straight or horizontal. It should not be even vertical. Have to make light cross stitches, only then it will be nice. We are making cross diagonal stitches to get the exact shape of the crescent leaf. You can also use loading stitches, that is you can give a piping thread inside and make a load, or you can even make a flat load. But generally I like this buttonhole stitch very much, that's why I am using it here now, and it is looking very neat for the design also. If you make the stitches very close and without any gap, it will give a velvety look to the leaf. Similarly, you have to complete all the crescent leaves in this design. Here we have completed all the Kodi and the leaves. Now we are going to start with the parrot. For the parrot I have given a zari outline, golden color zari outline, and I am going to do the filling work for the body portion first. And for that I am taking this thread. This is called Dori thread, which is a very thick one, similar to our normal zari, but it is thicker than the zari. I will thread the Dori thread inside the needle. The needle is tapestry needle. It is number 18, used for ribbon embroidery, and make a knot at the other end. Now the thread is ready. I am going to start here near the tail portion. Take the needle from the bottom and stitch it on the other side. See, I have drawn some few diagonal lines here. You have to make stitches with this Dori thread in this direction, in the diagonal direction. And the next stitch will be little closer, it should not be very far. See, this space will be enough. The space between the two threads is this much. It should not be more than this. Only then the stitch will be okay. This is the base stitch and we are going to do some more work on it. So I have to complete the whole body portion with this Dori thread and then I will show you again. Now I have completed all the dory diagonal lines with this with the dory thread on the peacock's body. Here I have given a little space to make some stone work on this neck portion, and let me tell you how to start with the next work on this dory thread. So for that I have taken green color silk thread, 6 by 6 12 strands, and start it here. Now we have to do like a weaving method. First the needle should go above the first thread, below the second one, and above the third one, and below the next one, above, below, again above, below. Something like a weaving method we have to do here. See, and insert the needle on the other side. There should not be any tangles, so be careful that there are no tangles here. For the next line, the reverse thing, you have to do the reverse. So below this thread, above the thread, and here now below this one, alternately you have to insert the needle. See, can you see the alternation here? And again take the needle out. In this thing, the only thing you have to concentrate is there should not be any tangles in the thread. So you have to do it very patiently. Make it tighter and insert inside the cloth. Similarly, you have to do the next line and so on. So for each line you have to alternate the thread. Now we have completed the body portion of the parrot. From the neck till the tail we have completed it with green color resham and golden color dory thread. And now we are going to do with the wings. For the wings I have separated it into two portions. See, I have made a curved shape here. We are going to do different works for this portion and this portion. First let me start with this. For this I am taking two color sequins, golden color and green color, and a few golden color sugar beads. We have to start in this place. First take 3 sugar beads, then one green sequin and one gold sequin, all together like this, and put them all into the thread and make a stitch here. You can put a knot. Similarly, start again in this place. Again 3 beads, green sequin, gold sequin. So if we do like this, the sequins will touch one another, but the beads will not touch one another. Like this we have to complete this line, and after that I will tell you how to do the next line. Now we have completed the first line, and for the second line we have to start here. That is in between the border line and the first line of beads. Start here and do the same thing. 3 sugar beads, 1 green sequin and 1 gold sequin. Place it here and make a knot at the end. If we do like this, the sequin will become vertical, that is a little cross, and it won't be flat on the cloth. It will give a raised look. Next one we should start here in between these 2 beads. Again the same 3 beads, 1 green, 1 gold. So you can see the raised effect of the sequins. For the first line it is all flat. For the second line it will come raised. For the next thing you should start again here in between these 2 beads. First complete this line, and the next line will start here. Likewise you have to complete this whole portion. Completed the sequence work in the wings portion, and on the remaining portion we are going to fill it with sugar beads. First I have made one line of sugar bead, next I will make another one. Like this I have to make straight lines of sugar beads. I have planned to make the parrot in gold and green combination. Similarly, we have to complete all the lines. There are 3 or 4 lines here. Let me finish it fully and then show. Now we are going to fill the head portion of the parrot. Already we have given a golden color zari outline for the head portion, and now I am going to give another outline, that is a line of chain stitch with the green color silk thread. Just a close line, very close to the zari line. So now we are going to fill the head portion with chain stitches, golden color zari chain stitches. I am going to make diagonal stitches like this, just with lines. We are going to fill the head portion. Already the body portion and the wings are all little raised and has an embossed effect. If you do the head portion like flat like this, it will be very nice. We have to repeat the lines continuously. So now we have completed all the stitches in the parrot. For the eyes I have used a pearl bead and one line of zardoshi, and for the neck portion I have given one line stone chain. On both the sides of the stone chain we have used sugar beads, and for the head portion there is another feather like type in the head. For that I have used green color thread and gold color sugar beads, and in between the sugar beads in this place in the wing portion we have used a single line of thread, green color thread. So the parrot work is fully complete, and now we are going to work on the jimki. For the jimki I have made few separations here inside the jimki, and I am planning to use blue color threads and stones in this. Before that, let me start here with golden color stones. I have used these golden color stones. They are like ironing stone type. The back side of the stone is black in color and the top portion is golden color with few cuttings, and it is a very shining and beautiful stone. And I've stuck these stones here in this first layer, and around this I'm going to make a line of zardoshi. For that I have cut here zardoshi here. Take one piece like this. You can start here. And we can do it continuously. Now to the next line. Like this, you have to take the next one. Wherever there is a sharp edge, make a stitch up there and turn it again. Similarly, you have to fill this full line. I have completed this zardoshi outline for the square stones, and I have given a zardoshi as a border for these square stones. In this space I am going to fill it with blue color silk thread. Starting it from the center, I am going to use half load stitches. Make closer stitches so that it gives a filling look. Now I have completed the full jimki work. Since I had no space in the camera, less space in the camera, I was not able to show each and every stitch to you. Let me explain what I have done here. After finishing the square stone with the zardoshi outline, I have finished the space in between them with French knots and pink color. The next line I have done one line of sugar bead and one line of stone chain, and again one line of sugar bead. Then next line is with the kundan stones, tilagam shape blue color kundan stones, and the kundan stones are outlined with one line of zardoshi and again another outline with blue color thread. And for the scallop portion I have used zari golden zari, and again for a half little space I have filled it with pink color thread, and I have used half load stitches here, that is buttonhole stitch, and then one line of sugar bead, one line of number 3 round beads. And the next line is pink color sugar beads with loading stitches, and again one line of golden color sugar beads. And for the L'Oreal's type in the jinki I have used pearl beads and golden color sugar beads. And now for the border line of the sleeve I am planning to do water filling stitch with bead work. Before that I have ended this with two lines of zari, one line of blue color thread and one line of small piping thread and pink color thread work, then one line of stone chain, and in the space in between this line and this stone chain I am going to do water filling stitch with sugar beads. I will complete this and upload the picture in the blog. You can see that later, and you can have the picture of the tracing paper also in the blog. You can use it for your own dresses. Thank you for watching. Bye.